red coat! Get it, red coat! Good job, buddy.
Are you kidding me? There's more frost on the ground this morning. It is May 1st. Good, but I did not have enough stuff to cover everything. All my plants I moved into the hoop house. Yeah, look at this. There's actually frost on this plastic. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I didn't have enough hay out here to cover everything else. So I have no idea how things survived the night. So even though I put everything in the hoop house last night as far as my plants go, it is still open to the east over here because we haven't finished pulling the plastic back across. But I think that did work sufficiently to protect them from the frost, hopefully. Although I see a little bit of droopiness on some of these, so we'll see. My zinnia row, and you can see right here, there's frost. That is definitely frost. That is so frustrating. Can you see the frosted edges of this one? Yeah, that may not survive that. Oh man, there's another one I missed. Uh-oh. So we got the plastic pulled back over the rest of the hoop house and got it secured down as best we could. There's a couple spots where the plastic is ripped so bad that it's like there's just a piece missing. Don't know where that went. But I went ahead and just tacked up some of these sides just for some more ventilation, because as soon as we got this plastic on, it's like somebody cranked up the oven a few dozen degrees. Just crazy how fast that works. But the plastic is riddled with tiny little holes from the whole ordeal. So eventually I would like to replace this, but it certainly was not cheap, and it's perfectly usable the way it is. Sure, it might leak some rain in here and there, but that's really not a problem. I mean, if you're using it for a hoop house, for a hot house, it certainly does its job. So glad to have it back up in full working order now. Now I just need to get my shade cloth put on and hopefully give these plants a little bit of relief from this extreme sun we have from sun up to sundown every single day. These plants get no shade at all. I have no shade out here anywhere for any of these plants. So I have to make some shade. So today John helped me get the shade cloth put on the hoop house. It's only a 10 by 20, so it's clearly not long enough for the hoop house, nor is it wide enough to come all the way down the sides. But it has already made such a big difference in here. It's a 50% shade cloth, and it feels so much cooler in here than it did like right before we put it up. It's amazing. So it is now about 76 or so. So it came down from 85 just from having the shade cloth put on. So that's pretty good. Definitely helps. Today we are doing all sorts of things. I have such a long list of stuff to do. John's doing some mowing, so that's what you're hearing out there. And I am doing some plant sorting and also a mock setup for the farmer's market. Setting up the booth the way I think it's going to work best. That way I'm not totally confused Saturday morning, first thing in the morning when I have to set up, At least I kind of know what is going where and how to put things together to make it all fit, because I'm having a hard time. There's a lot of plants I'm wanting to bring, and I don't know if they're all gonna fit. So this is basically what it's gonna be. Let me turn the camera around so you can get a better look. So the maximum amount I can put on this table is 9 trays. 2, 4, 6, yes, 9 trays. And then on this back screen or wall, I can put, quite a few plants in these little hanging baskets, which is kind of neat. We've got room for some signs, our farm sign, and room for a couple of chairs. So I think this is probably going to be the best layout. Now I have to figure out how I'm going to fit all this stuff in the minivan and not have everything get smashed, because you can't really stack plants. Oh, I have no idea what I'm going to do. I made the baby ducks just a temporary little pen today while I'm working outside. It's not cat proof, so they're not going to stay in here. We'll have to still lock them up at night, but at least while I'm out here working, this is a good place for them to get some exercise on some nice grass. I think the chickens are jealous. So I got 2 more strips tilled up and prepped for the landscape fabric. And then up there, that little tiny strip, that's where I'm going to be planting my baby apple trees. I've got 5, I believe, 5 or 6. So they're going to go up there in a little row, which I think will be really nice. It's on the north side, so I don't have to worry about it shading out anything. Well, we almost got both plastics down. This one's down and totally stapled. This one we've only got tacked down. We still need to do all the staples around the outside. But right now we're getting the baby ducks in their cage so we can bring them back into the hoop house because it is starting to rain. It was another busy week here at 12 Acres. Not only did I have a cold all week long, but that didn't slow me down. I got a lot of work done in the garden, getting prepared for the first farmers market, which is coming up tomorrow. And we also made some progress in my mother-in-law's studio, cottage, apartment, whatever you want to call it. So it was a good week. You can't take your face out of my shirt for a minute so I can see you? You're so silly. You're so silly.